right, ready?
Ready. Hey guys, welcome back to Thrive Fitness. Today we're going to talk a little bit about your ab muscles and more specifically teach you how to perform a VUp. Your primary abdominal muscles consist of the rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, and the internal and external obliques.
The rectus abdominis is the most well-known top layer of the abdominal muscles, aka the six-pack. The transverse abdominis is located beneath the obliques, which is the deepest layer of the abdominal tissue, and it wraps around your spine for protection and stability. Lastly, your obliques are located on the outer parts of your stomach, and they're responsible for rotational movements and twisting.
The VUp primarily focuses on the rectus abdominis, along with the transverse abdominis. However, we're going to show you many variations that target all of your ab muscles.
First, we're going to start with the unassisted VUp. Notice how Alexis is sitting on her butt for her starting position, so she's not starting from a dead stop or with an arch in her lower back. We're going to go down nice and slow, keeping the shoulders and head off the ground to keep your abs under tension. Keeping our abs squeezed the whole time, making sure the lower back doesn't arch when she gets to the ground. And if the lower back does arch for any reason, because your back's tight, just don't let your legs go down as far to the ground. Perfect VUp. Now, if the regular unassisted VUp is too hard for you, we're going to show you a couple modifications. The first one being, Alexis goes down the same way, but when she comes up, she's going to bend her knees at the top of the VUp. And this may even be challenging for some of you, and that's totally fine. There's another modification where you can set your hands on the ground behind you. Try not to lean back on your arms too much because we still want to maintain good posture with your head neutral and your shoulders down and back. And then you can maintain that good posture as you do the VUp. Notice how she's not going all the way down to the floor since her hands are on the ground. And that's totally fine as long as the abs stay under tension the whole time. If you experience lower back stiffness, sometimes it's going to be too hard to come all the way up to your butt. So we're going to show you a different modification where you can stay flat on your back, called a modified full body crunch. If you do experience lower back stiffness and it does hurt for your heels to touch the ground, make sure you use a Bosu ball so you can limit your range of motion with your legs and keep the full range of motion with your upper body. Now let's say you've mastered the VUp and you're really doing good with your VUps, you're getting a little easy for you. Let's add a progression in called a single leg VUp. So we're going to go down the same way, but as you come up, you're only going to raise one leg up. Bringing that one leg up is going to allow you to target more of your external obliques and your transverse abdominis for increased stability. Whether you're a beginner or advanced with your core strength, the VSit hold is an awesome variation that allows you to hold an isometric contraction, which means holding the contraction, which allows you to build more strength and endurance in that area just a little bit quicker. So this is the VSit hold where she just holds the VSit position. If it's too challenging, you can always bend your knees just a little bit more. If it's too easy, you can always straighten the knees just a little bit more. Now we're going to go over the Russian twist. So this variation is going to add a little bit of rotational twisting, which is going to help increase the internal and external oblique strength. So we're holding the VSit position, but rotating the torso, upper body, head, and shoulders, reaching the hand to the hip pocket. If this variation is too easy for you, you can always add a little bit of weight and continue on. Remember, when you're twisting or rotating, you're going to target the external and internal obliques just a little bit more. And since you're holding the contraction the whole time, just like the V-sit hold, it's also going to hit your transverse abdominis just a little bit more as well. And remember, if your lower back gets tight and your hip flexors get tight during ab exercises, don't be afraid to prop your feet up on a ball or a step and then go ahead and continue on with your exercise. This is a great modification for anybody who feels their ab exercises in their hip flexors in their lower back instead of where they should in their abs. If you don't have a Bosu ball or step at home and you still experience hip flexor stiffness with your feet on the ball, then just put your feet on the ground to start the Russian twist. Next, we're going to show you a different variation of the V-up that's going to target more of the outer stomach, your obliques. So this is called the side V-up. You're going to lay down on your side with your arm closest to the ground across from your chest, other hand reaching over the head to stretch out your abs, feet just off the ground if you can, and then you're going to slightly rotate as you come up and crunch. And notice as she comes up, she's pushing her upper body up with her arm that's on the ground. Remember, that slight rotational movement of her rolling back to her hips a little bit is going to help increase the amount of obliques that she's training. Feel free to make your side V-ups just a little bit more challenging by grabbing a light dumbbell and reaching over your head with it before you come up. Still reaching for the toes, and as you come down, reaching the dumbbell just past her head. Notice if you can, try to always keep your feet just off of the ground to keep your abs engaged the whole time. Another awesome V-up variation that's isometric as well, where you're holding the contraction, is you're going to notice Alexis is in a plank position, head's neutral, abs are squeezed, glutes are squeezed, feet shoulder width apart together, and she's going to do a V-up again. So raising the butt up and squeezing the stomach in as hard as she can. As she goes down, we're squeezing the glutes down as hard as we can, and then stopping right before our lower back arches. So we're always keeping the tension in our abs and our glutes as we do the V-ups. Always keeping the shoulders and chest directly over the elbows to enhance the effect. If the plank V-ups get too easy for you, then we can add a progression where you put your feet on the bench called a decline plank V-up, just to make it a little bit more challenging. All the form cues are the same, and if this movement gets too easy for you as well, you can always raise one leg up and continue on. If the plank V-ups get too easy for you, then we can do something called a decline plank V-up, where you put your feet on the bench, arms on the ground, and all of the form cues are the same. If the decline plank V-up gets too easy for you, you can always raise one leg off of the bench and continue on. And if your shoulders and abs aren't quite ready for the planks on the ground yet, then you can always start with your arms down on the bench and continue on with your V-ups. Always keeping the tension in the abs and the glutes. Next, we're going to show you a couple TRX VUp variations. The first one, I'm going to keep my legs straight, which is a little bit more challenging. And the second variation is a modification where I bend my knees at the top, just like we showed you before. Keep your chest directly over your hands as you start into a proper plank position. And we begin your V-up by pulling your toes up, raising your butt up towards the ceiling. stability ball V-up. Remember, increased stabilization means we're going to use your transverse abdominis muscles the most, which is the deepest layer of your abs. Notice how Alexis steps one leg on the ball, other leg on the ball, chest directly over the hands, and then once the shoelaces are on top of the ball, you can start the movement. Pulling up from the shoelaces to the toes with your feet, keeping the legs nice and straight, pulling with your abs. If this movement's too challenging, remember you can always bend your knees towards your chest as well and straighten your legs when you go back. Now if you love the stability ball V-ups, but you experience wrist pain as you do them, this is a great variation where you can set your arms down on the bench so you're even and parallel with the ball, and then continue on with your V-ups or modified V-ups with the ball. And lastly, the modification to the stability ball V-up is we're going to set our arms down on the ball instead of our feet.
Thanks for watching our video on V-ups and abs.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, don't forget to subscribe for more awesome exercise instructional videos and more motivational videos every week. Feel free to comment below on any requests that you may have for us. Thanks again.